Alright, let's do this. Didn't get much done last night. But still kind of doing my own thing, which is fine. We are, I've been kind of like sappy lately, but I don't mean to be sappy. I need to be edgy. No, I don't mean to be sappy in the fact that, like, but it's like I'm trying to express that, like, I still don't think that I've fully what do you call it? Conveyed. I still don't think that I fully conveyed exactly, how I feel, what's going on, and everything like that. And there might be even a little bit of sugarcoating, which that's not. I am definitely not a sugarcoater. Which is probably why, when I talk about like going, it's you, and so it comes out so freaking sappy, because I don't know how to sugarcoat it. I've had a few girlfriends in my day. I had a few girlfriends in my day, and I went back then. Yeah, and I was kind of like a lot of like wordplay, poetry. I was doing all that stuff. So like most of them were like kind of expecting me to write them, kind of love sonnets. And not me. Not me in any way, shape, or form. I've never really been that type of. I have written love letters. I have written, things, especially for characters in stories. Once wrote a poem that was basically just buzzwords. I'm sorry, I got kind of like, this truck just basically pulled out and blocking the road. No real reason. Lucky I didn't hit him. I totally forgot what I was talking about, but my writing. It's really what I went to college for. think that I think I told the story that I was a publishing company, sort of news. That was publishing. Yeah, this publishing company, a magazine really, was hiring for an editor, and I've had a couple people kind of like prop me up. So they gave me, I got past the first couple of hurdles for there. And when I got to the hiring, I thought they were calling me in to hire me. I didn't know that they were doing some, sort of like, let's get the previous editor back. And he basically just told me flat out, you have no college. We're not going to hire you. So I even said, do I need journalism? Do I need a journalism degree? He was like, no, you just need some college. Take whatever you want. So I went and was a lit major. I was a lit major, and because I was really into the modern novel, that was where, if I had to specialize, that was my focus. That was my real focus. And let me go do this gas thing. Hold the window down for you. You pop the thing?
So I hope the regular noise drowns out the music. But that's it, Graham. That was in a receipt. Oh, that was a fun experience. I actually don't like it when there's a lot of people around. So yeah. That's how college started. Actually, I didn't do the modern novel until sophomore year. When I took the modern novel course, and it was like all these books that I basically have always adored. You know, Joyce, Hess. Cakewalk through that class. Because a lot of those writers, you know, Lawrence, you know, even Eliot, you know, the modernist author, really embodied like what I wanted to, you know, I would even put Hemingway in there, but what I wanted to imbue to readers, that you don't treat your readers like they're stupid. You don't treat your readers like they're, you know, not a part of your world. And that, you know, somebody reading this is like a casual conversation. You know, somebody telling a story in a pub, or, yeah. how I wanted my writing to be. I was trying to put even back then my art behind me. My art was very self-destructive. It's like, you don't realize, like, I was already, like, you know, kind of doing the anti-corporate, this. I wanted my art to be an embodiment of myself and an expression that has never been seen before. That's where I wanted my art. That's where I wanted my art to develop. And the best way, even at the time, because everybody's talking about starving artists, the best way to bring value to your work is to die. Very self-destructive. When I realized I couldn't be self-destructive anymore, that's when I turned to yarn spinning. And the funny thing is that storytelling, I've been doing that because I've always seen myself as a storyteller. It is one of the reasons why I gravitated to streaming, because I figured I could just be a storyteller. We were going to be I was going to be writing things. That's the future of where I'm talking about. Because I didn't get a job. Actually, they told me the job was mine. I just, basically should have just lied. I told them I went to college. The other morning commute, people don't know that I quit high school and ended up being forced because you couldn't even get a regular job without a high school diploma, so I got a GED. I was already 21 years old. Was it 20? No, I think it was 21 when I started college. Actually, I started spring semester, so I started before my 21st birthday. Is when I went to college. So I was technically 20 when I started.
start. I didn't do the fall. I didn't do the usual starting college in the fall. I started in the spring. Because I didn't have new student orientation until the fall. So I already did a semester. Already had a semester under my belt before being new student. It's a whole crazy wacky thing. I talk about my college all the time, but I did it to become a writer. Year and a half that I did, so 3 semesters, that's when I was already past all my electives. I mean, that's when I was already past all my primaries, and I was only on electives. And I took all sorts of crazy, wacky courses that had nothing to do with my, because my prerequisites were all out of the way. Took art, took a couple art courses, and they were a joke. But my primary thing was was basically have an English degree, you know, get my bachelor's, become an editor. Which, just so you know, like after the first semester, after that spring semester that I started, I had already given up on that. I was just letting my life take me wherever it was going to take me. But I always kind of had a writer, well, I call it a writer's soul, and it's like I don't really have a writer's soul. What I have is a storyteller's soul. And for most storytellers, they translate that into writing. And I don't like where the postmodern, or where the postmodern, I don't even know what era we're in now. The existential writing that people do, and the garbage writing that most people do, because a lot of books that I read a shit ton of books. I'm an avid reader, and I just gravitate to all of that, but I'm still a modernist reader. Like I'll reread Steppenwolf again. I'd read Stephen Hero, Ulysses, Dubliners. I would read those. If I pulled it off the shelf, I would reread those again. Yeah, Virginia Woolf, all of it. All the true storytelling writers that I've known. And I always think, every time I read a book, especially of a new writer, that there's another writer like me who wants to basically tell a story again. Who wants to make the reader a part of their world, and not even just a part of their world. Who wants to assure the reader that they're already a part of their world. And go from there. It's still 30 years later, it's still a part of what I want to create. And that brings us to why I've been so sappy lately. Why I've been, talking about you the entire time, because you make it. You're the reason. I kind of see myself as the nudge. I want to be your spark of imagination. Because you are my spark of imagination. This is impossible. I mean, it's absolutely impossible without you. And that's one of my rules of thumb. So, in case people don't know my 3 rules of thumb, the first rule is to be happy with what I have. So I need to be happy with the direction my life is going in, and the things that are there, the things that are tangible, things that I can hold on to, and that my community, no matter how small it is, it's what I'm happy that I have it, and I am, it's almost like I grieve when someone's gone. I actually grieve, and I also know that I can't hold on to them. They need to have their journey, and I have to realize that the time that we had together, hopefully it's enough, but it could be a day. It could be I met them and we already parting ways. Our paths cross, and I'd rather our paths. Yeah, I can't even talk. I'd rather our paths merge together than basically just a fleeting thing. But just because I want it doesn't mean that I'm going to get it, or that it's good for either of us. That's the reason why. I worry more now that I'm holding on to people that I've kind of had an investment in than the people coming up. I worry that I'm becoming a little bit jaded because of how much loss there is. People that are basically taking hiatuses and things like that. I worry that I'm not I'm worried that I'm more anticipating their return than seeing with what I have. So that's the first rule of thumb. And the second rule of thumb is nothing is impossible. So the thing I just said, that it's impossible for me to do this without you. It's kind of really difficult to say it like that, because I shouldn't say that anything is impossible. Nothing is impossible. But that leads right into the third rule. The third rule of thumb is no matter how cool your cape is, you still can't fly. It's not impossible for you to be able to fly. It's that relying on your cape will probably not, that cape that the warning label's on, as cool as it is, it will not make you fly. And that is to beware of the improbable. Be aware, not beware of it. Be aware of the impossible, of the improbable. So, it is probably very improbable that I would be able to do this without you. How's that sound? Long way around of talking about, like, what's going on with me. I have people talking about how wholesome I am and how, maybe I am really a kind person, but I'm just me. I'm not kind, I'm not cruel, I'm not this. I have my one hang up. And it has gotten me in trouble. For those of you who don't know what my one hang-up is that I do not like bullies. I don't like bullies in any way, shape, or form. There was a time when I became a bully and I did not like myself. I thought I was being righteous and bullying the bullies and doing that bullshit, and it wasted a lot of time and cost me a lot of relationships. I always have to be aware of the actions. The bullying action is not the person. The collection of actions could make up who the person is, but even the biggest bully, or the more famous bully, like freaking 45, is he is not. That is not the defining thing of who he is. It is what's defining him right now, but it is not the defining thing. He's a weak person, and probably one of the biggest failures that I know of. And the fact that he got elected is showing what a failure America is and what a bunch of bullies we've become as a collective country. And if being a bully is being American, then I don't want to be American. I people tell me like, oh, you hate America, blah blah blah. No, if and then I believe that we are not a country of bullies. I believe we are, protectors, helpers, and all those things. I still believe that about America. And those are what make me proud to be an American. But if we are what the 2016 election proved, a bunch of bullies that really just hate not only the world, but hate themselves, then I don't want to be that. I don't consider myself a bully. The people that I bullied, it was hard. Just so you know, it was hard and difficult for me to make recompense. It was very, 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 very difficult for me to make recompense. And I believe that I have when I could and how I could have for the damage that I've done. And I don't recommend it. I don't recommend to bully the bullies. It's a humble pie that you do not want to eat to get out of it. Otherwise, that's what it's going to consume you, and as it did me. And here I'm talking about you. I'm saying that it consumed me, and it was just absolutely awful. And it's one of the things that I would not recommend going down that path. Take it for what it is. As always, just let me know that you're here and hanging out and doing this stuff. And if you watch this video all the way to this point, you are the gold standard for me. So put cool beans in the comments below if you don't know what to write. If you have a question, want to say something, want to comment on my craziness and my crazy life, let's do it. I'm open. All right. And as always, wherever you are, whatever you're doing, I hope you're having a fantastic time doing it. All right. Take care. Bye bye.